Hey there, Boots Owen here. Behind me is a load of grass, and over the last 2 weeks I've been mowing it with a scythe. It's August 2022. It's been growing since around March 2022, so it's had about 6 months of growth, and it was a pleasure to cut this time, and it's the most I'd say I've ever had a run with the scythe in a go. So you can see it there going off down there, and you can comment on the video if you would about my scything technique. I would say I'm a novice, even though I've been at it about 20 years, because I only do it once or twice a year. And typically, as you'll have seen in my other videos, I would tackle this with an Allen scythe, which is like a big petrol mower with a finger bar on the front. But this time I had a notion and I just stuck with it, and well, that's what it looks like now. So come with me on a bit of a journey and I'll talk nonsense, and you can tell me what you think in the comments below. Stay tuned. Sometimes you can't tell if you've hit them or not. I might have got his back leg. Come on, Froggy. See, he doesn't want to move like that. I think his back leg's all clawed up. I don't see any blood on him, but he might have been tired before it or something, I don't know. He's very pale. I'd say he spent all his time in the grass, in the undergrowth. It's not even undergrowth, it's just grass, but well, he doesn't want to stir. What can I do? Back legs all flopped over. Look, go Froggy, go, come on. He's not in the mood. I can't tell if his back leg's broke or not, that one there. You see, people think using a scythe is good, but slices straight through him. I don't know what's over here, quarter of an acre maybe in this little bit. I don't know, it's not very much. I did this bit a week and a half ago maybe, and then the bits farthest away from me over there, I did them just this evening, and the midges were closing in and it was pretty horrific. The land has a bit of a contour to it, and that explains why the little ridges of grass don't make any sense. But well, maybe they do make sense, because I started up here and hit the road and then followed the contour around, tidied it up over here, and then got into some straight lines. And I think, you know, as it goes, without setting it out, I got some pretty good straight lines there. You'll see it like that up as far as the shipping container there. Maybe a bit wandery, but it's all hand cut by eye, and you can see I'm swinging typically from the left hand edge, well obviously from the one edge of one, left hand edge of one to the left hand edge of the other. So I'm swinging about 4 foot with the scythe, which I think is okay. It's about half a swing rather than a full arc. It seems to do it for me. And then just in here I'll have a little peep as my own record. I planted 13 trees in here in spring this year, so around March time, but we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4 sycamore, 5, 6, 7. So I've lost about half of the trees, and I think really what's happened here is anything that was over a meter has survived. Can you even see them? Little birch tree here, here, and here, and then sycamore there, 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 and just the remnants of one over there. It's struggling in the back. Yeah, anything that was under a meter struggled to peep through once the regular vegetation came back. So here, it's very hard to see this on the camera, I think. Here was a briar patch that's about over a meter high, maybe 4 foot high, and I brushed that back and planted these things in winter. And really you've got to keep on top of it, but the briars now should be out of it for a while. I can't see they'll do much more growing this year, probably a little bit, and then when I'm back I'll keep on top of them. Well, back to the mowing. Yeah, it's been quite pleasant, and what I've noticed when I'm cutting, sometimes you get into a run and you can do a good bit, but it goes from everything from rushes. You can see there, rushes even starting to grow since this morning. Crazy things. There's rushes up along the right hand side, all in the back there. The rest of it in the centre was pretty okay, but up on this bank here, it's a bit of a bank there up to that road, and up on that bank there, there's more kind of stuff like this, which is, I don't know, but it grows about half a metre high rather than the 1 foot high, the 30 centimetres high of the grass. And the grass is a meadow. It used to be quite wet, but I drained it just by cutting in a drain over there. Just to be quite wet, and the Allen scythe could handle it underwater, but the scythe, you'd struggle, I think, with the hand scythe underwater because you'd be swinging against it. You could probably do it, but you'd be swinging against it. It has docks, a couple of docks in it. You see the brown there, they've gone over. Up at that end it had thistles as well, and so between the docks and the thistles and the rushes, you have to slow down and you get caught. I'll probably give you an example of what I'm talking about up here. So sometimes it's just nice clean straight grass, and when it is, it cuts and lays pretty quick. But like this stuff here, you can see it's just a big tangle of kind of scotch grass, and then this stuff breaking out on top, and there's Mombretia there in top of it, and occasional briars and everything else. But you know, you can scalp it back, and it does okay with the hand scythe. Is that sufficient waffle? Here's how I do it. There's a bird going in for an insect or a slug. So here's how I do it. I'm kind of self-taught, but I've had people giving me hints along the way. But ultimately I found a way that suits me with the scythe I have. The handle is a Western handle, which is a brand made in America. I've had that as long as I've been at it, 20 odd years. And this blade is a Fuchs blade out of Austria, which is same age, but it's more of a briar blade or a rough ditch blade. And I think in this situation it's probably completely adequate. But if you had this mowed every month or two, every 2 months maybe, and kept on top of it, you'd probably be better with a lawn blade. Not a fine lawn blade, but you know, a kind of a strongish lawn blade. But it's so rough. There's a rock in the middle there that you'll clip off every time. There's a telecoms box up there underneath the grass. There's a hollow up there. It's not easy, and then you get the briars in with it coming through and you need to clip them out. But you just do it. Keep on top of it. This time anyways, scything, compared to usually these videos are motor mowers between Allen scythes and Brott 20s and just regular push mowers. And you can see just before, I'll keep waffling forever I think. You can see now in the last week, that's the best part of 125 millimeters of growth in a week on that grass. And it's coming through there as well, up to 6 or 8 inches I would say, which is, you know, crazy. But that's it. So here's how I do it, and leave me comments below about what you think, because I think people use Austrian scythes. They're different to Western or American scythes. They have different techniques for swinging it. My technique is not the style. This is Donegal in the northwest of Ireland. People up here have a slightly different technique where they'll kind of come down at an angle, and I'll do that sometimes if I'm just tidying up around the edges, but by and large I try to keep the blade on the ground and just waving across, and it's covering an arc of probably 7 or 8 foot, but the actual sweep width is only about 3 or 4 foot. So I hold the scythe in like that, handles in the ground, and my hand's just here on the back of it. And then with a cigar stone, and then beneath, I'm the first few strokes I'm trying to feel for where the stone is touching against the angle of the blade. The blade comes back to where it was each time, and I go a little bit further. This stuff is very dry, the seed head. I'm not quite, every so often it leaves a bit behind like this. And to the edge there, and there's not much way to swing it. Bundle it up into the back. That's that one. So there it is. It's taken me just over a week of hours here and there to do it. I think if you got up and you had a mood on you, you could easily clear this in a day, because I did 4 or 5 of these rows in about 2 hours. So in over about 6 or 7 hours, if you had somebody following you and maybe just urging you on and bringing you bottles of water, you could probably just rattle through it in a day if you got up early and went for it. But there's other bits of tidying up I've done as well, and there's other jobs on too. And this is a holiday, of course, so, you know, holidays, that's the way it is. Questions or comments, leave them below, especially comments, because 20 years in, I still think I'm not very good at scything, but I'm quite pleased at how neat I got those little rows. Thanks for watching. See you later.